covered boogie woogie blues, the swing blues. Okay, now I want to do something that's probably my favorite, and it's a funky 1-4-5. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the chords in the 1-4-5, that formula, and we're going to do it in a funky way. Okay, first of all, I want to show you some chords, and you'll want to learn some of these because they really fit well with this style. Okay, check it out. First one I want to do is I want to keep this all in the key of A, just like the other two, just for that little bit of uniformity. Okay, so now, what the hell was that? Anyway, check it out. This chord here, that's that 7 chord everybody knows, where you lay your finger across here, and well, you should know that already if you're going to go into this. Shut up. What we're going to do is, instead of playing this whole chord, which, by the way, I'm adding the 7 here with the pinky, so it's this chord with that finger there. But that's a big old heavy chord that may not work, and probably won't work in a lot of situations, especially if you're playing some light funk playing. What you want to do then is, I'm going to show you this. Put your first finger on the 7th fret, the A string, right there, on that E note, okay, which is the 5th note in the A chord. Okay, then what I want you to do is I want you to play here the 3rd, which is on the 6th fret of the G string, okay, and that's a C sharp. And then I want you to go ahead and pick up that 7th note there that I just showed you. So what you got is, it's a pretty simple grip, right? Your hand falls naturally like that, really. So that's the chord there. And what we're doing there is we're essentially playing a 7 chord. And you can slide that like that, okay? And you could also extend this finger here, right? Keep it on the string, but just go 1 fret lower, and you can get that blue note there, that minor to major 3rd that you hear in blues. Okay, but we're going to do it like this. Right? So now you got a really cool, funky chord that doesn't take up a whole lot of real estate in the sonic scape. Okay? Because when you have a bass going, and you've got keyboards going, and you got a vocalist going, and sometimes even horns, sometimes even elephants, and it kind of tends to get really full really fast. Okay? So you can just play. So, I'm going to show you another chord. I already showed you this 9 chord in a previous lesson. But now what I want you to do is, for this lesson, just to get these new chord voicings, I want you to play it in a more simple way. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to remove this finger altogether, okay? Pick up that note there. With this finger that you just took off of here, play the 5th fret G string, and with this 3rd finger, play the 5th fret on the high E string. So what you got is, you got the D string, 4th fret, G string, 5th fret, and then you've got the high E string. Okay, so now instead of, you're just going to play. And it just has a little bit more of an emphasis on the higher notes. It's pretty much all it is. Because what you don't want to do is, you don't want those other strings to ring out. You got to mute the other strings. Like, for instance, the B string. The B string is going to get muted when you pluck this, when you hit this note here. See? So now you've got okay, and those are all little moves that you can do to make it really funky. That I'm just playing that same chord. I just showed you 3-note. And what you're doing is you're actually playing the chord sliding over to the 6th, which I showed you in the last lesson. 6, sliding from the 5th into the 6th and back to the 5th, and then back to the 4 where it belongs. See? So essentially you're going to be playing parts that are sort of vocal, sort of horn style parts, and you're going to be doing that on the guitar, and that's what, you know, the cool thing about funk. And the melody is really coming from that high string in that chord. The high voicing. That's the one that the ear picks up. Anyway. So, then what do we do? Well, we've got options. We can play that same chord for the 5 when the 5 comes along. Let's try that. And you saw what I did there is I went from the 5 to the 6, back to the 4, okay, and then back to the 1. No turnaround, but you could add a turnaround or something like that you can add. So again, all of the previous lessons that I showed you about the quick change, the hold on the 5, the long version of the blues 1-4-5, it all applies here too. The only difference is that you're playing it with a slightly different beat and using slightly modified chord voicings for the style. And again, it all applies. You can use these little voicings in a blues progression too if you're playing blues to just spice it up. If you got a guy that's going, I mean, you could be going, and as he goes to, you can be going, right? All right. So you see how it all ties in? See how it ties in, see how it ties in, see how it ties in. Okay? And I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. Just a little bit of food for thought. And thanks for tuning in. I'm Willie Vega. This is That Guitar Show. Please tune in to my guitar show. It's called That Guitar Show, and you can find it at thatguitarshow.tv. You can also tune into my video lessons. Not video lessons, this is a video lesson. You can also tune into my video demos. I do a lot of gear demos where I check out different pedals and what have you. Well, you know, if you like what you're seeing, please favorite the lesson or the video, whatever, and the little like button, press the little like button, please. I appreciate it. You know, I'm not getting paid for this. See ya.